Hello everyone, welcome to Taksha by MeroSiksha. I'm Vivechana Sharma and I'll be tutoring you on different question types that are supposed to appear in your examination. So here I have with me the passage that is supposed to appear in your question number 1. So in your question number 1 you will be receiving a passage and you will be asked to solve 5 questions being based on the passage. So whenever you see whenever you see passes with the whenever you receive a passes with which allocates the marks of 5, assume that the passage appears in the question number 1. So now I have here a poem with me and the poem is followed with questions, 5 questions. So whenever you receive these sorts of passages, what are you supposed to do is you are supposed to read the question first, and then you are supposed to, being based on the understanding of the question, you are supposed to refer to the text. Because in our examination you won't be able to manage the time if you start reading the text line by line. So whenever you receive a reading passage, make sure that you, after you receive the reading passage, you first of all go through the questions and point out the keywords, major keywords, and being based on the keywords that you have marked, search the answer in the text provided. So now let us go through the first question that is followed with the passage here. The first question is asking us a question. The first question is asking us to answer about which tree did the speaker climb. So here mark the word which and also the tree. So here the question is asking us to find out which is the tree, what is the tree that the speaker climbed. So now let us find out the tree that the speaker climbed from the text. So let us go through the poem. So high up in the apple tree climbing I go, with the sky above me, the earth below. So did you get the answer? Yes. Which tree did the speaker climb? High up in the apple tree climbing I go. The speaker has explicitly the speaker or the writer of the poem has explicitly mentioned that the tree that he climbed is apple. So which tree did the speaker climb? We got the answer in the very first line, and the tree is apple. Which is the tree? So the speaker climbed? The speaker climbed apple tree. So now let us move to the question number B. What is the speaker between? Now mark the word between over here. So now marking the word between, now find out the similar word that relates to the idea between, or you have to search for the words so that provided us the insight of between. So it can be either below, it might be below, it might also be above and all. So let us go through the poem again. So high up in the apple tree climbing I go, with the sky above me, the earth below. So did you find anything as you went through the second line? So I mentioned you guys to be very watchful about the word similar to the between. So you might be able to receive a word middle, you might be able to receive the word that passes us the inside this passes us the inside like above or below. So now here what is the speaker between? So it is asking us what are the materials. So now I guess you have already found it out, and yeah, the correct answer is the speaker is between the sky and the earth, because here in the poem the speaker has mentioned that he is climbing up the apple tree with the sky above him and the earth below. So the speaker is between the sky and the earth. Here the answer is the sky and the earth. Now let us go to the third question, that is mention two words that the speaker has used for a tower. Now the first two questions provided to us were quite simple. I mean, like, we were able to find out the answer easily. So these two questions, the question that asks us to find the answer of the question that asks us to find like which, what, this refers to the idea that this question provides us the insight that is falls under the segment of literal comprehension. So as I have already mentioned before as well, your questions are also, the questions provided to you are also divided into shortened segments, that are literal comprehension, reorganization, inference, and the evaluation. So literal comprehension and the reorganization is much simpler, and as you move to the third and the fourth is quite complex. So literal comprehension and the reorganization particularly deals with the idea you are just supposed to search the answer of what, which, so like WH questions. So it is you will be able to receive the answer explicitly. But when you gradually move to the idea of inference, the inference question type deals with the idea that you should not be based solely on the text, but rather you should also be able to make your understanding. You should also have you should match your understanding. You should have ability to align your understanding and the text and then answer the question. Now here in question number C, we are supposed to search for the two words that the speaker has used for a word tower. So here, now let us find out. Tower refers, this is a noun, so this refers to a building, isn't it? Now let us find out the similar word that provides us the insight of a building in the text. Now let us go through the poem. So let us begin with the second paragraph, second stanza. So climbing higher and higher, the branches blow and I see a spire, the gleam of a torrent, the glint to a dome, the sparkling and bright like white sea foam. So as I already mentioned, tower is a noun and it refers to a kind of a building. That is like it is tower refers to a tall building. So if you are able to find out any of the two words that provides us the insight of a building, that would be the correct answer. Now you have to use your cognition to know which words passes us the insight of the building in the text. Now let us go through the poem again, the second stanza, and then find out. So climbing higher and higher, the branches blow and I see a spire, the gleam of a torrent, the gleam to a dome, the sparkling and bright like white sea foam. So which one, which might be the words, appropriate words that the speaker has used for the tower? So yeah, so the words are torrent and dome. So the two words that the speaker has used for the tower that provides us the insight of a building are torrent and dome. These are also a type of a building. Now let us move to the fourth question. Why does the speaker climb the tree easily? So here the question is asking you the reason behind the speaker is able to climb the tree easily. Now let us go to the poem and find out the answer. So on and on from bog to bog, the leaves are thick, but I push my way through before I have always had to stop, but today I am sure I shall reach the top. So this stanza, in the third stanza, we can have an insight, the experience. The poem is sharing, the poet is sharing the experience with us. So on and on from book to book, the leaves are thick. So it is placing us the idea, is presenting us the idea that there are difficulties. It is not easy to climb up the tree, but he is pushing himself up. So now what is the pushing mechanism? So now why does the speaker climb the tree easily? So the question is asking us why the speaker is, even though there's a difficulty, the leaves are thick, he has to push himself up. Before he always had to stop, but now the question is asking us why does the speaker climb the tree easily, but today the poet is saying that I am sure I shall reach the top. So here now, why do you think that the speaker is able to climb up the tree easily? So here this question is asking this question, the answer that the question is asking for is not explicitly present in the text. So this falls under the category of, if we talk about the segments, different types of segments, inference. So you are supposed to use your understanding being based on the text. What did you understand when you go through the third stanza? You are able to see that the leaves are thick. He has to push himself, and before he always used to stop, but today he is sure that I shall reach the top. So what is making him easy? Yeah, of course, it is the determination. Yeah, here he has mentioned the idea that, but today I am sure. This I am sure passes us the insight that it is his determination, even though the paths are quite difficult, the leaves are thick, its pathways are not easy. It is his determination, his commitment, his trust within himself that he can do it, that is making speaker to climb the tree easily. So why did the speaker climb the tree easily? The speaker climbs the tree easily because of the determination, because of the commitment that he has to reach the top today. So now, or you can also say, after climbing for several times, he has been quite he is quite habituated in climbing the tree, and this time it's quite easy for him. So now let us go to the last question, that is the last question for the text. What does the word climbing higher refer to? So now what do you mean by the climbing higher over here? So let us search whether we will be able to find out the answer here in the text or not. So today, to the end of the marvelous stair, where those glittering pinnacles flash in the air, climbing higher I go, with the sky close above me, the earth below. So here, climbing higher refers to reaching to a goal, reaching to the goal. So reaching to a goal, or the fulfillment of aim. So I hope I made you guys clear, and also when you try to solve the question on your own, it will be easier for you. Thank you.